and then press play.
I'm selling it because I need to make up for the 60% cut that Elon made to our son's child support.
Why do you think that he did that?
That's a great question for him.
You feel like he was sort of like vindictive against you in some way?
Yeah, that's his modus operandi when women speak out.
When was the last time that you spoke to him or tried to speak to him?
February 13th?
But he's just not responding to you at all? And how would you characterize sort of the way that he's going about you and
You can check the stocks. I'm not the only one who's tweeting up authorized passes.
We're not going to get you.
Carvana. Look at that. All right, pause that. Cool. So there's a few more things to go over, but I do want to get, I guess, the panel's opinion on this whole thing. Just one quick note, though. You'll note that Ashley St. Clair, she's not particularly famous. Like, aside from her having a child with Elon Musk, she's not famous. So she's asking for privacy in this whole matter. I don't know if you guys know like what the Kardashians did or like people in Hollywood did when it came to celebrities. They call the paparazzi on themselves. So this is like a really weird thing for her to do because like there's not paparazzi just like hanging outside her building hoping to get the shot of Ashley St. Clair out in the street. She calls the paparazzi on herself and is like, hey, come do it, but like trying to frame it like it's a paparazzi moment. That's kind of weird. But so what do you guys think of everything? And then just also she's getting millions of dollars a year in child support, but she has to sell her Tesla to because the child support payments aren't enough. It's at least the Tesla component selling it. It just seems like a kind of vindictive move to try to be like, well, fuck Elon, basically. But your thoughts?
Actually, I totally agree with that. I think that honestly, okay, look at like for her to sell the Tesla and like calling the like paparazzis, obviously it was just so Elon could see it on TV and be like, she gave away the fucking car I gave her. Like, and that's really what I think about it because I've actually never heard of her. The only baby mama I know of Elon's is Grimes.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Everything she's doing seems very intentional. It's
Yeah.
100%
To get a reaction.
for money, for
Attention
attention.
seeking.
Attention,
For
reaction.
sure.
And if 60% of her child support is $100,000, babies don't cost that much. She doesn't need all that. She wants more, not for the child, but for her.
Sure. Any thoughts?
Really, it's kind of just dumb situation.
Dumb. Like,
Yeah.
how's it dumb?
Kind of just the whole thing. Like, you got into that situation, you should handle it amicably. Like, maybe she has to involve the press to get some sort of reaction from him, which I could understand, but...
You
as far as
understand the press involvement?
Well, maybe if he's really just not paying attention, I could see why she would go to that length. I'm not saying that I agree with it at all.
I mean, so prior to, well, there's a lot of like other components to it, but prior to her going public with this, it was handled totally privately. He's a busy guy. I'm assuming he was pretty upfront, like, and even if he wasn't upfront, which I assume he was, there's some pretty clear things. The fact that he's a billionaire, the fact that he's involved in multiple, like CEO of multiple companies. This is not going to be a guy who's like insanely involved. And he's got like 4 other baby mamas and 14 other kids. Like, I don't think going into that situation as a woman, you can reasonably expect that this guy's going to be there every single day. Like,
She made her choice.
Yeah, she made a choice to be involved with this guy, and then now that she's dissatisfied with the choice she made, it's like, oh, now I'm going to go public. It was being handled privately. I think it's terrible in any sort of relationship situation to like ever go to the press or go public with stuff, especially when the guy's paying like hundreds of thousands a month, millions a year in child support. But you think it's justified?
No, I've never said I think it's justified. I'm
Well,
just
I
trying to
guess you said
rationalize
you
why
understood,
she would do
but-
it, why she would take that step. But frankly, I
Okay.
100% agree with what you
Sure.
said.
Okay. Any thoughts?
My take is that this whole dumpster fire could be avoided if people would just stop sleeping with other people that they're not willing to parent a child with.
True.
Yeah.
True.
She made
True.
a
Period.
choice.
That's true.
Period.
So, no, basically, Elon, I love that you love babies, but you need to chill, dude. You need to stop. You need to be a dad if you're going to make more babies. You need to be a present father. Because that's what our society is, pushes this idea of just sleeping around with people, and you forget that creates children. And if you're sleeping with someone, you have to take responsibility for the fact that you might be a parent to the child that you create. So,
Yep.
Elon, that's for you.
Anything for Ashley, though?
No, obviously we don't know everything that's going on in the situation. I agree that she's probably trying to take advantage of him and trying to gain popularity from the situation. No, also Ashley, don't sleep with people you're not willing to have a child with and raise a child with. That's also for her.
Here's another factor I forgot. She had a kid before, so this is baby daddy number 2.
I thought you said she was like a Christian conservative commentator.
Alleged.
Well, not Christian. I don't think she's Christian. But she's
Aesthetically
what
speaking,
the heck
That's
is
the
going
word on
on?
the street.
not Christian, but she's conservative.
I'm actually
She's not.
confused about your position. I wonder if you can help me out here. You said that Elon shouldn't be with this Ashley because he's not willing to raise a child with her, right? So he shouldn't be impregnating her.
Well, my take is basically that you shouldn't sleep around with people unless you're ready to be responsible for the child that you create,
But he is
potentially.
being responsible. For the
He's
child
not being a
created.
present father, though. He's doing what's expected. I think that it's not great, though. I don't think it's a great situation that a child is without both of their parents living together with them, and obviously that's sometimes unavoidable. But no, in general, I think this whole situation would have been solved if he wasn't
But
sleeping
this
with a ton of
is-
women.
I don't know how you can put this on Elon Musk, though, right? He basically just had.
Oh, it's on both of them.
Well, it just seems like it's on her to me. He just ordered a prostitute's womb, right? That's what he did. He ordered it up, put a baby in there, and then made an arrangement for money, right? That's essentially what happened here.
And that's bad. Both of them should not be doing that.
Yeah, but why was St. Clair an afterthought to you? And it was directed
Well,
at
because
us?
because he has 14 children now. Are any of them the same baby mama?
Yeah.
Do we know? They are. Well, this is a repeated thing that he continues to do, so that's why I addressed it to him specifically.
Yeah, but it's not possible. So women are the gatekeepers of sex, and they're the gatekeepers of the womb. In this particular case,
What do you mean by that?
Basically, well, it means that unless you're in some barbaric nation, you are not. You get to choose your sexual partner, right? You get to choose who impregnates you.
Right, and so does he. He's
Yeah, right, I
choosing
understand, but
choosing to have sex
But
with this person.
but absent womb, right? Elon Musk can't do anything, and so the thing
Well,
is,
it takes
is
two
like,
to create a child.
He's basically ordering up a womb. He's
And that's
just
wrong.
ordering it up like he would on Amazon, right? He's ordering up
Yeah,
a
and that's
womb,
why I'm
he's
saying it's
ordering up
wrong.
a mother.
Yeah, and that's awful. I
Yeah,
hate
I'm not
that.
saying what he's doing is right. I'm just saying that I don't know why St. Clair is an afterthought. Like, yeah, I guess that's wrong too. It's like, it seems like to me like the person who would sell the womb is literally setting their child up for failure, like some worst form of motherhood I could ever think of.
You're saying that it's mostly her fault.
Yeah.
No, it's both of their faults. Both of them chose to engage in sexual behaviors with each other. Both of them took on the risk of creating a child, and both of them should have been equally responsible for the child that they create.
Yeah, so in this case, though, they have an arrangement, right? The arrangement is, I'm going to pay X amount of dollars per month on behalf of this child. I want to have a child, right? But I'm not always going to be present for this child. That's my end of this contract, right? That we're about to sign. She says, sure, that sounds like a wonderful contract. She signs it. He seems like he's keeping up his end of the contract here, and she's not keeping up her end of the contract.
Are you saying that, I don't know much about the situation. Did he intentionally want to have a child with her?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that. Oh, yeah, that's messed up. No, I still think it's equally messed up on both of their parts. That both
Yeah,
of
but
them.
how could it be if they both enter into this agreement, right? So they both enter into the agreement, and he's keeping up his end of the agreement. She's not keeping up her end of the agreement.
Well, I mean, yeah, that I'm talking about specifically the fact that I'm talking about before all of the drama that's happening now. They both were in error to intentionally engage in activities that could create a child and not be as present as a parent, both of them, as they could be for that child. I mean,
Yeah, so
the after stuff, the stuff that she's doing afterwards, yes, that is her fault. I mean, obviously we don't know everything.
A woman who wants to get impregnated by a very rich and powerful man for only the purposes of media clout and relevancy is a pretty horrible fucking person. I would say that person is much worse than even the person who's impregnating her, especially since he's doing it only from the angle of, so in Musk's mind, he's saying, I want to spread my seed far and wide. It's part of his, quote, mating strategy, right? That he has as much offspring as possible so that his genetics live on. And he can afford to do so because he's the richest man on planet Earth. So he essentially rents out these women's uteruses, and they prostitute their uteruses out in exchange for money. And they sign a contract with him essentially to do so beforehand. And it's like, it seems to me like women could really guard against this.
Or he could just stop doing this as well. Like, I don't understand. Like, yes, it's bad. You shouldn't be.
Yeah, but why is it a problem for him to do it, right? He doesn't care. Like, what could you do to
Because there's a child that you have to consider. You have to consider that there's this child involved that is going to be without a present father, and that is 100% his fault. He should not be intentionally creating children that he's not willing to be a responsible parent to. Mm-hmm. So yes, the intentions might be different behind why they are trying to have this child, and I will agree with you that maybe she did do it to get famous, but that doesn't change the fact that both of them were equally in the wrong, because both of their decisions equally impact the child in the same way, in the fact that the child is not going to have present parents and that they are intentionally creating a child to put them in a bad situation. So
well, first of all, it couldn't equally be the case, because in this case, he's the one who provides the entirety of the support, right? Not her. He does. So in the aspect of the provide role, he's at least doing the provide role. She's not even accommodating her mother role, right? She's not even accommodating that right from the outset. She makes sure there's not going to be a present father in this kid's life right from the outset.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
She does this via agreement. It's like, that's insane to me.
No, I'm not saying that she's
equal.
Yeah, I'm not saying that now they're equal. I'm not saying that they're equally in the wrong now. Obviously, she's trying to take advantage of him based off of what we've seen. But before all this happened, that's my whole point, is that all of this could have been avoided if both of them had just not gotten into this terrible agreement to begin with, because no matter if she broke the agreement itself from the beginning was bad, and they were both equally wrong to agree on having a child in a situation where the child was not going to have present parents. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you that both are doing a functionally immoral thing. What I'm looking at is who has more legitimate irresponsibility or responsibility for the behavior thus far. That's what I'm looking at.
Well, yeah,
and
now
it seems
currently,
to me that
yes.
St. Clair is 100% in the wrong here, and has been from the outset. And that at least he's holding up to his contractual end, where she's not even doing that, right?
Right. No, I agree with you now that she is definitely in the wrong. It's not doing the right thing. I'm talking about from the start. This whole thing would have been avoidable if they weren't both idiots with how they're engaging in activities that create children.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but there was never any dispute that that's an immoral category, right? We're just talking about
some people clearly think it is moral.
It was brought up as though it was, St. Clair was brought up secondary. You're like, I'm talking to you, Elon. I'm like, what?
I was specifically talking about how the behaviors that led to this whole situation could have been avoided if both of them did not do that, because he clearly does this with many women. So yeah, it's a problem.
All right. Any reactions on?
I feel like you covered quite a bit. So
Okay.
Yeah, I think that I agree. Like, a lot of this can be avoided if you wait till marriage.
Anybody here?
It definitely seemed like an attention stunt, whether it was for Elon Musk directly or for other women to be like, oh my gosh, she's such a victim. There's so much wrong that he did, and.
Okay.